Hello everyone, this is Christopher from Nill Building Solutions. Today's application that we're going to go over is our step-by-step instructions for installing our patented, award-winning, waterproofing attachment anchors for glass railing systems. First, I just want to give a shout out to all the architects and engineers that have specified our products after seeing how great they are, and for all the calls we're getting through our call centers and on our Instagram. Please feel free to send us a message on Instagram or give us a call if you have any questions about anything. We'll be happy to help you solve any detail. Okay, so today we're going to go over our patented NB1C. This is our NB1C. It's a 6x6 stainless steel flange that's a 1/4 inch thick. It has 6 fastening holes for number 14 flathead screws or lags. And in the center, it has a 1/2-13 threaded internal port where no water can get through to attach your aluminum base shoe in. So this is our 6x6 version. We also have them in a 5x5 version. We also have our NB1X, which has an offset port for you to get up against the wall, or if you have a little bit of room to work with, you can get the NB1X in there. That is a 4x5 anchor flange. So here's how it's going to work. So the first thing you want to do is you want to snap your line on the roof that has already been membraned where you are going to be installing your glass railing system. Once you snap the line, you're going to then line up the base shoe. So typically base shoes have attachment holes at the bottom of it. This is a Wagner shoe. It has the attachment hole every 12 inches on center. Different shoes will have different spreads for their attachment holes. So you want to line it up where it's going to go. Once it's all lined up, you will then mark out the holes because we are going to be drilling right through the membrane, right through the roof to put our anchors in and then fasten them down. So on our NB1C and our NB1X, the external post is 3/4 inch thick. So you want to use a 1-inch drill bit to give you a little bit of room to move the bracket around once it goes into the structure. And the external post is only 1 inch deep, so you go a little bit deeper than 1 inch into your structure. Here we go. There's one. Then the next hole. And you want to go down the line, down the line, down the line, pre-drilling the holes for all of the external posts for our anchors. Now that the holes are drilled, this was an extra one I did before, you simply drop the anchor right into the roof. There we go. Now it's going to sit flush with the roof. Put the other one, and you go down the line, down the line, down the line, putting all of our anchors into the holes in the roof. Next, you're going to take your base shoe back and line it back up. Before you fasten down our anchors, line it back up with the holes. And then you want to bolt the shoe right into our anchors before they are fastened down to make sure that everything is lined up exactly where you want it to go. Bolt that one down. Bolt that one down into our anchors. And go down the line, down the line, down the line. Now everything is lined up exactly where you want it to go. We are going to pre-drill the outside fastening holes in our anchor. As you can see, they are on the outside and on the inside. So the shoe has plenty of room inside those fastening holes for you to be able to fasten down our anchors into the structure while the base shoe is attached to the bracket and in place. Do a little pre-drill, little pre-drill, little pre-drill. Okay, now that they are pre-drilled, we're going to be using number 14 flathead lags. We recommend 3-inch lags. For this demo, I'm going to be using 2-inch lags. But in the structure, we recommend 3-inch lags for fastening these into solid structure. They have to be fastened into solid structure in order for this to work. You cannot fasten them into a shallow curb or anything like that. It has to be attached and fastened into solid structure. Okay, so here we go. So now that the holes are pre-drilled, we will now fasten down our anchors. There's one side. Then the other. Now the following hole. There we go. And the base shoe is staying exactly where it's going to wind up in the end, which is where it started in the beginning, when you lined it up with the chalk line for where the glass railing is going to sit. All right, so I'll do one of them for this demo. Now that the bracket is completely fastened down, you go to the next bracket, fasten it down, fasten it down, fasten it down. Next step, after everything is fastened down, is the waterproofing process. So for the waterproofing process, you will then unbolt the shoe. The next thing we're going to do after we unbolt the shoe is remove the shoe. Everything's been fastened down. We're going to go into the membrane process. But let me tell you one thing real quick. The same process that you just saw me do right now into the wood structures, the same process, whether it's concrete or steel, same thing. Drill out the hole, drop it in, fasten it down. For the steel, you would be using self-tapping screws to attach into the steel, or concrete screws to attach into the concrete. Here we go. All right, so before you membrane over, let me bring it back. Each of our anchors will come with a 1/2-13 threaded plug, because this is really important. Before you membrane, you want to thread one of the plastic plugs, they're nylon, into the port, because when we do the membrane process, you're going to want to protect that internal threaded port. You don't want any glue or any liquid membrane or anything of the sort getting into that port. So they'll all come with the threaded plug. You put the threaded plug in. Now you go through the membrane process. Here we go. Membrane over completely. Whether it's TPO, EPDM, liquid membrane. Once it's been completely membraned over and dries, with a razor knife, you will then just cut out the hole right here. Boom, you cut a hole right there to expose the external threaded port that is sealed at the bottom. So that's the attachment point right there. That's where we're going to bolt the aluminum shoe into, just like we did in the process right before the membrane. Cut it out, and now you remove the nylon threaded plug. And the port now is exposed for you to bolt that base shoe into. It's sealed at the bottom. There's nowhere for the water to go. Now that you're completely membraned over, you are 100% safe. We guarantee 100% waterproof protection. And now you are going to bolt your aluminum base shoe right back into the same place that we started. So here you go. Cut out all the holes. Remove all the threaded plugs. A washer goes right over the hole. Washer goes right over the hole. And now your aluminum base shoe comes right back, and it goes right back into the same threaded ports from before the membrane process. Finalize it. Bolt it in. Bolt it in. Down the line, down the line, down the line. Now you have a glass railing system where the aluminum base shoe is bolted into stainless steel waterproofing Nill anchors. They're 1/4 inch thick, so you get the drainage for the water to run under the base shoe. Our patented products are changing lives every day. We're making your project safer, more waterproof, and better than ever. Thanks for watching the video. Talk to you next time. Bye.